glad you're doing this.
Me too.
All right. Hello and welcome back to Multifaceted with Tiffany Walker. And today we have on my best friend and amazing singer, super talented, wonderful, beautiful woman, Carrie Benoit Morales.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm excited that you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so as anybody who knows you, they know that you are this incredible and talented singer. And she's been, the way I met her, I was at an event where she sang the song called Unshakable. When she sang, my whole body got chills. You can find the song Unshakable actually on Apple Music, right? That particular song?
I don't know, but you can Google it.
You can find it. But anyway, so I heard her singing this song. She was beautiful. I was in the audience and I was like, who's that amazing girl? And it wasn't until a few years later, I was at a party at our mutual friend. Actually, you were living with Lindsay at the time.
Yeah.
And she had this apple party. Actually, before that, you were doing karate was the first time I met you. You came home, you had birds, you went to your room. And I think you barely said hello. And I was like, who's that girl? What's going on? And then it was at the apple party that somehow we connected. There was like chemistry. And I was like, this girl's amazing. And then we started going you taught me how to pray. We went on these prayer walks. We just bonded. Then one day you stayed at my house and you didn't leave. We were reading Alice in Wonderland. We read it all night and we did different voices. And it was like somebody else does weird voices like I do.
Yeah.
And then you moved in and we were roommates. And then we lived together for quite a while.
Several years, yeah.
Yeah, and then she got married.
Then I got married.
I'm still looking. Okay. Okay. But we're here to talk about you and your music. All right. So I've already mentioned, my first time seeing you sing was at an event. You've done many, many events. But for the last, I don't know how long, you've been singing for a Motown icon, Smokey Robinson. How long has that been?
18 years.
Oh, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
It's been 18 years already?
Uh-huh.
You must love working for him.
I do. I love being a background singer because I was one of those shy kids that has painfully opened up. I think people with talent, some people who enjoy singing and acting and just pretending, don't always enjoy the entertaining part of it. So, I don't know. It was an answered prayer for me as a young 20-something without enough groundedness and courage on where I wanted to go. I really wanted to be a background singer. So working for Smokey has been great.
What do you mean by the hard part is entertaining people? What do you mean by that?
I think for shy, introverted, talented people, like for me, for instance, my mom was a singer. Kathy B., you can look her up. Amazing. She's an extroverted person, always knew she wanted to sing, loved being in front of the audience. And for me, growing up, I learned to sing from her. It was just our language at home. However, and I could sing. So my mom, at 2, she was having me sing.
She was like, I was born to be a stage mom and be a singer. Listen to this girl sing.
It was short-lived because, we were singing telegrams. My first job, one of my first jobs, I guess, getting paid was we were singing flowergrams. So she would dress me up in a little tutu.
Please tell me you have videos of this.
I have a picture.
I need it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it here.
Yeah. So, but that was short-lived because by the time I was 3.5, almost 4, we were singing at some event together and people were laughing and I took it personal. So I quit.
So you felt like they were laughing at you as opposed to laughing at how cute you were?
I didn't understand because they didn't laugh at my mom. And so that was my mentality. I told my mom, they don't laugh at you.
Oh.
They're all going to laugh at you. My name is Carrie, by the way. Yeah.
That's right.
That
Wow.
Yeah, so I just kind of went in my box. And so my mom called me the WB frog. And I would entertain at home. She knew I had talent. Anybody who would be around me long enough if I were comfortable with
100.
them. They knew I had talent.
Absolutely.
But it's a different thing when you're a performing artist, when you're sharing your talent with others. It's difficult.
It's more challenging.
It is if you don't have the initial personality for it. You have to kind of grow in that.
Wow, that's so interesting to me because your voice is like that of an angel. So it's amazing. I mean, it is.
Friend.
If you hear her voice is that of an angel. And it's just interesting to me that you could have this like incredible talent, but also have this incredible like shyness and like aversion to wanting to be in the public eye, be scrutinized, be, criticized or laughed at. And that could be equally as strong as your talent, which stops you from, I'm going to be,
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so then, flash forward to you're no longer doing telegrams, but you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get involved with singing with Smokey Robinson?
Well, I think I have to... What's interesting with a lot of musicians and singers is your church experience. So I do have to give credit to church for drawing me out. When I was 17, I joined church and somebody figured out I could sing.
Yeah, because you're probably probably sitting next to somebody going, holy, ho. Like, I can't do it because I can't sing, but I'm sure anybody who stood next to you were like, this is them. Right? Going, listen,
something
this
like
girl,
that.
this
there
girl
were a few
can sing.
stories, a few things happened. And along the way, I was writing and singing at home, and my mom had written a couple of musicals, so I was in a musical because I wanted to perform as I got into my teenage years, but I was still so it's so much anxiety because it's a physical thing, and like most people, it's like you feel vulnerable, right? So.
And you didn't like that vulnerable feeling.
No, it was hard to connect with that. So at church, it became about something other than myself because the spiritual part of it was really helpful. Like, you have a gift that you can share. It helped me come out of that shell. Because another part of, as a singer, some people just have their voice. So they sound like who they are. And I could mimic a lot of people. But when I wrote my own songs, in certain ways, I could create a sound of my own. So I was still struggling with the vocal identity. And that's not a bad thing because as a working singer, if you can do you can use different voices, you can get different jobs.
Vocal identity is interesting. It's learning how to kind of own your own talent and own your own, like, I guess, gift. What do you have to bring as a person versus, I can sound like all these other people. Mm-hmm. I can sing these cover songs, which is great, but who am I as Carrie as an artist?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so if you're not cultivated, and then in addition to that, you don't have your own internal, I'm just going to go out and do whatever I want. And you couple that with that kind of like fearful, I'm not ready yet. I'm shy. And I don't want people laughing at me. It makes it hard our voice gets inhibited.
Mm-hmm. And then the pain of wanting to do it as well.
And it's like, I really want to sing. I have this gift and talent,
but don't look at me.
Yeah. That's like, there was a comedian, I think Mitch Hedberg, and when he would perform, he wore sunglasses because he didn't want to look at people and didn't want to see people looking at him, but he had this talent.
After being in church, I developed my own identity. I learned how to do sight reading and develop even more harmonies with others, just practicing every Sunday. So it was just like a crash course in learning without learning because I didn't have any formal training until I met one of the ministers at church. His next door neighbor was Dorian Holley. And so Dorian Holley was a background singer for Sting, for Michael Jackson. You could see him in the Michael Jackson documentary, This Is It. Like, he was the vocal coach,
that was
arranger.
So good.
And when Dorian, he was during the Bad album, I believe. He was touring with Michael.
Okay.
And John, the minister, he had recognized my talent, and he's like, you need to meet my neighbor, Dorian. And I sang for Dorian. And Dorian
was his mind blown?
Yeah, he was, well...
Because anybody who hears her sing, their mind goes, poof.
At the time, I mean, I was 19 at the time, and I had a really wide range, because I could do all the whistle notes like Mariah Carey, and
Is that when she
You know, yeah.
You know that one
I can't
song?
do it right now.
I can't do it ever.
I kind of lost it. You have to support your voice. Yeah.
That one song? Okay. Feeling emotions.
Yeah.
Deeper than I ever dreamed of. I can do that part. Okay. All right. Okay, so
Anyhow, I met Dorian.
Okay.
And he recognized the talent, but he also recognized the timidity. And so he gave me a book. He's like, you need to read James Allen As a Man Thinketh. It's a really small book.
You gave me that book.
That's where that book came from, Dorian.
Okay.
So he understood the internal struggle, and he also was the first to coach me. And I went on, vocal coach wise. I eventually was with Clark Harris, an incredible vocal coach, which talks about not only your voice but your presence. You know, the whole presentation. It's a package. If you're not sure of yourself, and you're a young woman, the record industry can be pretty brutal because they want to make money off your sexuality, sensuality. So a lot of the opportunities that I were getting was over sensualized. Like I didn't want to go in that direction. And so I kind of shied away. But I also didn't have a lot of songs to say this is who I was as a singer. So if you don't have that, then you're using other people's songs, and then producers want you to sing the way they want you to sing. And so I found myself just people pleasing and just like, okay, what do you want me to sound like? Okay, what do you want me to sound like? And it wasn't a consistent vocal pattern. So there was a lot of anxiety and depression of who am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do?
Do you feel like this is because of like growing up with your mom being a singer and her knowing your talent? Like, were there expectations that your mom had of you growing up?
Well, my mom is a woman of color, so she chose to go into country music. And to this day, I mean...
Did she want you to sing country music?
No, but because she chose that field in the early, late 70s, early 80s, it still wasn't acceptable, so there was a lot of pain and rejection, and that glass ceiling wasn't really broken through for racial integration in country music. I mean, it's still difficult today.
By the way, I know this is a tangent and a side note, but when I met her, I had no idea she was half black. I looked at her when she told me, I was like, what, girl? Why are you messing with me? And then we had to have this whole conversation and meet the family, and I was like...
Yeah.
So, wow, do you feel like your mom's... You watching her experience that kind of rejection, like, got internalized in you?
Yeah, because she's had a beautiful talent and a gift, and of course the heart to do it, and to be rejected because of the color of your skin, and to be held back in that way, was difficult to watch. Yeah, and it's something that she was very vocal about at home, so I wasn't encouraged to go into the music business.
Oh man, so you had this gift. You had a shyness.
But go be a doctor.
And then, do anything else but this industry where they treat you dirty based on the color of your skin.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I know.
But I don't know what else to do because I have a gift and a talent, but I'm shy and I'm in pain and I'm afraid.
I know. It's terrible.
What do I do?
Yeah,
wow. So people are like, do this, do that. And you're like, okay.
And then trying to be nice, you
yeah,
get brave, and, eventually the nerves go away. If you practice something long enough, you can fake it till you make it. But that was still painful.
So you got in here. You got into your head.
It was very fearful. Like, I didn't, it scared me in different levels. So my hope was to just be a background singer because I knew I had the anxiety, but I still wanted to grow in performing. So it was just kind of like going to college. Like, maybe I could sing backup for someone and experience being on stage and touring, and then I'll still develop my voice as well without the pressures of the spotlight being on me. So that 10 feet from stardom.
So then how did you get involved with Smokey Robinson?
I met Lindsay, our mutual friend.
Yes.
But yeah, she had reached out to me, and I was working as a waitress
because she was singing with Smokey.
Yeah, she had just
Okay.
started singing with Smokey. So her prayer was like, I just want a friend on tour.
Yeah, a friend at work is a big deal.
And my prayer, because you're traveling and you want to feel secure. And I know it's, as young women, she's very beautiful, so sometimes it's hard for females to get along.
Oh, the cattiness on tour.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the tour.
I
Let's
know.
see how long you last.
Yes.
You know I'm the favorite, right? Well, you're just a
Something
young
like
girl.
that.
Good
Yeah.
luck in life.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're in our 20s. So, and
Jeez.
Smokey had just changed, just like revamped the show. And Lindsay and I just happened to meet outside of a studio one day. So that's how we kind of connected.
Destiny.
She had known me from singing and really
sure.
thought like, your voice is amazing. You could do anything. And so she was the champion for me. And then it just so happened that there was 3 background singers. So Lindsay was one of 3, 2 female and a male. And the background singer that she was with at the time that was initially chosen, Amanda, she had done really well. She's in her early 20s and she's Latina and she really had a star. She wanted to pursue her singing career. And so initially they were looking for a sub to come in because the schedules were conflicting.
And you were ready.
And so Lindsay took it upon herself. She's like, I know a singer. Okay, I'm going to teach you the show. And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, it just worked out. And because of the conflict of schedules, I guess Amanda had missed a show or something had happened. And I thought I was initially just auditioning to be a sub. So
Yeah.
they had a big New York show coming. And Smokey hadn't even heard me do the whole show. The whole band came to center stage. And I'm still thinking, I'm just here to fill in. Hey. And we did the whole show.
Tears of a clown.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah.
Did the whole show. And then at the end, Smokey's like, welcome aboard, baby. And I was like, thanks. And then a week later, I'm in New York singing and
Wow.
it was my job.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
So you're hired.
I'm here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What's been your favorite moment singing with like a Motown legend?
Well, I think overall was just my personal growth journey, getting comfortable with audiences, seeing how he relates to the audience, how consistent he is, the songs he's written, how generations come to the show.
I mean, well, he's done so much, right? With Motown and breaking records and opening up a demographic. So many people listen to Smokey Robinson outside of just, Motown, and he made a huge impact. And he wrote songs for other people as well, right?
Yeah,
Or did he?
I mean, My Girl's the biggest song he wrote, but that was the Temptations sang it.
Wow, the Temptations, man, bringing me back to growing up.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I mean, I've learned so much. And on the side, like I said, I've been able to grow as a person. So I have developed relationships as a working singer, like last year singing on Encanto,
Oh, you got there before I did.
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
she sang on Encanto, y'all. We don't talk about Bruno, but she sang about Bruno,
Yeah.
and that's amazing. This blew up. The whole school singing Encanto ever since it's come out. And I know when you got that job and that was amazing, you couldn't talk about it and I didn't even know what it was, but I was excited. And then when you're able to tell me, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then when I told my kids, I have a friend that sang on Encanto, they're like, we want to meet her. And I know due to like all the protocols last year, you haven't been able to come to the class, but like this did amazing. How did it feel seeing your name like up on the big screen after such an incredible movie?
It was cool. I mean, we had done a movie the last holiday when we first started with
Oh yeah,
Smokey.
the last holiday.
Yeah, and so I it's fun. It's fun to see, like, wow, I get credit. Wow, I get a check. Residual.
Yeah, and Disney
for,
though, Disney and
Yeah.
Encanto was just like,
yeah, because I always, I always had this vision of wanting to sing on a soundstage with the the movie cartoon in the background and the conductor conducting, and so I got to experience that. It was really fun.
wow. So was that like a hard schedule or?
No, it was just post-production. So they had us go in after most of it was done. Usually music is added last because we were consider the choir. So there's 12 of us
Okay.
doing all the vocals for the town and the Lin-Manuel songs. So there was a main choir, like a massive choir, I guess.
Did you get to meet him?
No.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. He's incredibly talented.
But Kurt was the name of the vocal arranger, and he did a great job. It was very, very professional, kind of intimidating.
Yeah. Well, so as you get into more of... do you feel like the more that you're getting in line with what you want to do you still have that same fear?
Not as much anymore. Because I think after the pandemic, honestly, it really put a lot of things in perspective about things, letting go of certain things.
Sure
and just
did.
And then I'm in my 40s now. I think as being a woman and being a mom, I think it was a natural progression of like, I don't even care anymore. The things that I was insecure about are just not worth it.
It's amazing. I feel like this pandemic, it's different for everybody, but I think it showed us how short life is. And, we don't have all day to do some of the things. Go ahead. Yeah. To do all the things that we want to do or, let's do it now. Mm-hmm. Because we don't have tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, what are you currently working on for you? Like, outside of Smokey, outside of everybody else, what are you doing for your amazing, talented, angelic voice?
The whole time I was working with Smokey, I was always trying things. So I had written songs. I had a song placed in television. As a songwriter, I was growing that whole time. Different producers and...
Because I have like 3 of your albums that you never released, and I love them all. You have to know, she gets mad at me because I'm like, release this, publish this. She has all this amazing music, so we won't talk about that. We won't talk about Bruno. But you have some incredible stuff out there, which I know you're not going to release yet. I'm going to still talk to you about that privately, but... You're currently working on you've been working on an album, right?
Yeah. I had kind of gotten this vision for if I had a conversation, if I were to sing, I want to have a conversation with people. And
I want like India Arie.
Yes. However, I wanted
Songversations is what she calls it. I love it.
She's more poetic and deep than I got with this album. India. But I was also inspired by watching... there is on Disney, there was a documentary about the 2 brothers. And I wish I can't think of their names, but they were the 2 famous brothers that worked
Jonas
for
Brothers.
Worked for Walt Disney as his main songwriters. So they wrote most of all the music for Mary Poppins. And
Poppins a bag.
Mm-hmm. And so in that documentary,
one
of the brothers had kind of given their 3 rules for songwriting.
3 rules of songwriting. Basically. Must have. What's the first rule?
It must be simple.
Simple's great. It gets in your head.
Mm-hmm. It must be singable.
Singable. Anybody like me could sing it.
Mm-hmm. And it must be sincere.
Yeah. Gotta feel it.
And it stuck with me. Simple, singable, and sincere. And then on tour, when I sing with Smokey, his main 2 goals, I think, I wouldn't say, he doesn't say this. It's more of a subconscious thing. Like, he'll say it to the audience. Are you having fun and feeling good? So this having fun and feeling good, if we've accomplished that, then we're good.
Okay.
So at the end of a Smokey concert, most everybody is on their feet, clapping and singing, cruising, having fun, and feeling good. And so that was my 5 rules for singing, for creating.
And that's what's going on with this new album that you got?
The album that I
sincere?
Simple, singable, sincere, with having fun, and feeling good.
All right. So when do you think this album's coming out?
So I wrote 10 songs, and it should be... We're in post-production.
When's it getting released, girl?
This girl. We're in post-production. So by the end of August, early September, everything should be tied away. And it's the Karina Bell project. Because a part of this project, I'm also interested in the metaverse and avatars and how.
Girl,
as
we
a
just went in a
singer-
whole different direction.
Well,
Okay.
as a singer,
Yeah.
this
Are you creating an
particular
avatar?
album-
An avatar?
Karina Bell. Yeah. Because you can do concerts in the metaverse now. So it's a beautiful...
I guess that's good for introverts, huh?
It's a wonderful thing.
Okay.
Because
okay.
what my plan is...
Oh,
you know,
Carrie, I'm so glad you're my friend. You're gonna... Cause, like... I don't...
Well, okay, so I accomplished the first goal.
Yes,
Was
yeah.
I created a conversation piece. So I have 10 songs that I can sing locally, easily.
Okay.
However, the production has come out so great.
Yeah.
It's kind of gone beyond my local expectations.
Okay.
And the people I'm working with are encouraging me, once again, have a bigger vision. These songs are like, each one is a single. These are amazing on their own. This is amazing music. And so...
So you're not going to have like a regular release? You're going to do some kind of...
Well, it'll be a combination because I think I want to venture into the,
AR world.
I don't know because to have creative control of your property, it's difficult when you sign to record labels because they want to make money, and that's why they call it the machine. However, today with crowdfunding...
Yeah, you can do what you want.
You can.
And you want to be an avatar.
Yes, it's an avatar. Yes.
Wow.
Because of my ability to change my voice according to how I write.
Yeah.
Karina Bell is its own project. It's its own pop vocal. But I also like to sing soulfully. I also like to sing, gospel. So now I have an opportunity because of technology
to be these different voices that you have. Hey, that's actually cool. Thank you for breaking that down. Because, that makes sense now. So depending on your song, you can kind of have a...
Yes. And
avatar to
I can create
fit
a
it.
Character. I can use my gift the way that I hear it played out for certain genres of music. So country is now, like, all of these different genres of music I can now explore.
So on your album, vocalist. Do you have all these different types of songs? Like this next project?
No, this is just Karina Bell.
Okay. So let's bring it into Karina Bell. So you have a new album. It should be done by the end of September.
Yes, it's called Malibu Daydreams.
Malibu Daydreams.
It's a chill pop, 80s inspired
I love
album.
chill pop and I love 80s inspired music.
Very fun.
Okay.
Having fun, feeling good, simple, singable, and sincere.
So you're going to have an album release, but also an avatar virtual reality.
Yes. Option.
Yep. That's a whole new world. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Okay. So then what I'll do, you can definitely Google Carrie Benoit and you'll find all sorts of things come up. You'll see different music, but we'll be looking forward to her music September. I'll put a link to wherever it's going to be because we're not sure yet. So I don't know yet. But wherever that is, I'll be sure to put that link so that you can find it. And I definitely look forward to this whole metaverse and what we're all
NFTs,
doing with that. So.
I mean, it's really a great time to be a creative artist. If you have vision, the sky's the limit. It's really fun.
Okay. Well, you'll be teaching me all about it because that's how I'm going to have to learn it. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on. I love you. Love you. And that's my bestie. Thank you for joining us today on Multifaceted. Till next time. So there's elements involved. You went on YouTube. You found somebody who's going to write the music that you like.
No, it's already written. It's already done. Okay. The music is there. And so
you get to write your lyrics.
Yeah, inspired by that music, I can add my lyrics and my melody. Okay. And before I knew it, so as a singer-songwriter, that was great to know, if I like this song, I can purchase the rights. And I've never been signed to a record label, so I've had the wonderful experience of being independent artist in that way and working with many different amazing people. And I just look at it